Monday, October 16th, we're picking a trip winner. You can win from anywhere in the world. All you have to do is be a member of the Moto Academy app. Go to club.themotoacademy.com before October 16th. That's this coming Monday. Subscribe, and we're going to pick a winner, fly you in to experience an epic ride day, the first ever Moto Academy ride day at Tomahawk. This is where everything started. This is where my YouTube channel started, was Tomahawk MX. Can't wait to have our first ride day there, and we want one of you guys to join us. club.themotoacademy.com for your chance to win.
Money and logistics are not a thing. Take all the obstacles out of making our sport better and make it a free-for-all. What would you do to improve our sport? Sky's the limit.
Finn Retna's great question. Money and logistics are not a thing. What do you do to change the sport? This is actually appropriate because I was just talking about that. I think there's a few things. You have to make the barrier to entry a bit easier for people. I think when people think of soccer, tennis, basketball, baseball, most of these other sports, it's pretty darn simple to go pick up a ball, grab a bat, and start to learn how to play. It's a bit more intimidating. It's a bit more expensive. It's a bit more difficult to get into the sport of motocross. So I want to make sure that the people that are interested at all, that we have a really good way for them to enter the sport, feel comfortable, have a community of people willing and ready to assist them in any way possible, make sure that they're kept safe, make sure that they're buying the right bike, and learn to ride with the right techniques so that a year into the thing, they are seeing crazy improvement. And then if the first year goes right of somebody buying a dirt bike, they will never, ever not be a dirt bike person. It is, everybody listening to this podcast, it's addicting and it is awesome. There's nothing better than it. The people in the sport, when you go to the track, are so cool that it's the best feeling. It's the scariest feeling sometimes in a good way. It's super rewarding. It is a great workout. It's all of the things. And I want to make it more accessible and more safe for people and create and cultivate a proper community, which we're definitely well on our way to doing. But that's a big thing. At the higher level, as far as competitive racing wise, and if you're talking Supercross, you need a better feeding system so people can learn. I've said this before, so people can learn how to ride Supercross the right way earlier on and have a better segue into it. Version 1 track, version 2 track, version 3 track. I hope that facilities, people are going to steal my ideas left and right. That's totally fine. Steal my ideas, take my ideas, run with them, because the sport needs a segue into Supercross. The Supercross is the one thing they're pushing in front of people's faces because it's the easiest to go race in a stadium anywhere and you can get 70,000 people to show up. It's what sponsors want. It's what the TV networks want. You've got to teach people how to do it the right way so it's safe, and also it would create a bigger pool to choose from, and you would have better competition. You would have more teams because you would have more riders and the sport would grow. Also, I think you need a little less kind of a monopoly setup in the way that like Feld does things. And I'm not sure how MX Sports does things with outdoors, but giving a little bit more freedom to teams and privateer satellite and privateer riders and everybody to get the sponsors that they want to get. And because that's a big thing. I've been told that we couldn't have a sponsor before. I know like Reed has been told that. There's been a lot of people that have had to switch sponsors or couldn't put Dean Wilson with Ignite, I think, and the Dan Bilzerian thing. There's been a lot of that. And, or there's been riders would get a sponsor, Feld would say no, and then next thing you know, the next year Feld has that same sponsor. So it's hard for people to keep going in this sport sometimes. And if you just give people a little bit more freedom to kind of be entrepreneurial in their own right, rising tides lifts all ships in my mind. That's at least the way that I think. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, go download them. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's it. Go download them there. Give them a listen. If you want to watch full episodes, which I tell you what, it's even better to do that. Go to club.themotoacademy.com because Moto Academy subscribers inside of the app have exclusive access to watch the entire episodes. And not only that, the subscribers actually can send in their questions to be answered on the podcast as well. Club.themotoacademy.com. Go subscribe.